Good morning, friends. How are you all? Safe at home? Good. Now it is the time to welcome you all to our English time. Do you remember our last class? What was that? The teacher told you a story? You listened to that? Yes. What was that? First was the entry story, Helping Hands. And next, the Happy Prince. Did you read the whole story? Do you remember the story of Vidun? Okay, let us listen the story once again. One day, while Vidun was watching TV, his mother was working in the kitchen. After a while, mother came to take a rest. Midun felt a bit sorry. He helped his mother by washing and cleaning all the dishes, pans and pots. Midun understood then that helping others makes them happy and it makes one happy too. Then the next story, the Happy Prince. In that story, there was a prince in a faraway land who was always happy. The people admired the statue of the Happy Prince. Why did the people admire the statue of the Happy Prince? The statue of the Happy Prince was gilded all over with the thin leaves of the fine gold. He had two bright sapphires for eyes and a large red ruby on his sword hilt. He seemed always happy. That is why people admired the Happy Prince very much. Dear friends, in the last class, we were doing many activities. I know all of you have submitted it to your teacher, right? Okay. Now let us start our next topic.
The Little Swallow.
Shall we start? Okay, I will read it for you. Read along with me, okay?
The Little Swallow. One night there flew over the city a little swallow. His friends had gone away to Egypt to save themselves from the approaching winter. Where shall I stay? He asked himself. Then he saw the statue on the tall column. I will stay there, he cried. He alighted just between the feet of the Happy Prince. I have a golden bedroom, he said. When he put his head under his wing, a large drop of water fell on him. What a curious thing, he cried. There is not a single cloud in the sky. The stars are quite clear and bright, and yet it is raining. Then another drop fell. I must look for another place, he said, and was about to fly away. But before he had opened his wings, a third drop fell, and he looked up and saw, ah!
Dear children, did you find any new words? What are the new words? Yes, approach means to come near. Alight land. ഭൂമിയിൽ ഇറങ്ങുക. Okay, now one of your friends will read it for you. Read along with your friend.
Little swallow. One night there flew over the city a little swallow. His friends had gone away to Egypt to save themselves from the approaching winter. Where shall I stay? He asked himself. Then he saw the statue on the tall column. I will stay there, he cried. He alighted just between the feet of the happy prince. I have a golden bedroom, he said. When he put his head under his wing, a large drop of water fell on him. What a curious thing, he cried. There is not a single cloud in the sky. The stars are quite clear and bright, and yet it is raining. Then another drop fell. I must look for another place, he said, and was about to fly away. But before he had opened his wings, a third drop fell, and he looked up and saw earth.
Dear child, you have read the paragraph very well. Nice boy. Children, did you get any idea from the passage? Do you want to know more about the happy prince? Yes. Okay, let us see. Have you seen the birds making nest? Yes? Yes, you have seen many birds making nest. Where do they nest? Often they nest on trees. Okay. Now let us hear the sounds of some birds. Here is a sound of a bird. Can you hear the sound? Which bird is that? Can you say? Okay, crow. Then the next bird. Which is that bird? Can you identify the sound of this bird? Yes, it is parrot. Okay, next sound. Which bird is this? Can you imitate the sound of this bird? Wow, amazing. ഇത് ഏത് പക്ഷിയാണ്? കുയില്. Now let us have a look at another bird. Do you know this bird? Which bird is this? Yes, it is swallow. Swallow എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു മൈഗ്രേറ്റിംഗ് ബേർഡ് ആണ്. എന്താ മൈഗ്രേറ്റിംഗ് ബേർഡ്സ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ? ദേശാടന പക്ഷികൾ അല്ലേ? കാലാവസ്ഥ മാറുന്നതിനനുസരിച്ച് ഒരു പ്രദേശത്ത് നിന്ന് മറ്റൊരു പ്രദേശത്ത് പോകുന്നവരാണ് ദേശാടന പക്ഷികൾ. Do you want to know more about swallow? Okay, let us go through our passage. One night there flew over the city a little swallow. His friends had gone away to Egypt to save themselves from the approaching winter. ഒരു രാത്രി ആ പട്ടണത്തിലൂടെ ഒരു swallow പറന്നു വന്നു. His friends had gone away to Egypt to save themselves from the approaching winter. Approach means to come near. അവൻ്റെ കൂട്ടുകാരെല്ലാം മഞ്ഞുകാലത്തിൽ നിന്ന് രക്ഷ നേടാനായി ഈജിപ്തിലേക്ക് പറന്നുപോയി. statue on the tall column. അപ്പോഴാണ് അവൻ ആ വലിയ തൂണിലെ പ്രതിമയെ കണ്ടത്. I will stay there, he cried. ഞാൻ അവിടെ താമസിക്കും, അവൻ പറഞ്ഞു. He alighted just between the feet of the happy prince. Alighted means to land. ഭൂമിയിൽ ഇറങ്ങുക അല്ലെങ്കിൽ താഴെ ഇറങ്ങുക. അവൻ ഹാപ്പി പ്രിൻസിന്റെ പാദങ്ങളുടെ ഇടയിലേക്ക് പറന്നിറങ്ങി. I have a golden bedroom, he said. എനിക്കൊരു ഗോൾഡൻ ബെഡ്റൂം ഉണ്ട്. When he put his head under his wing, a large drop of water fell on him. അവൻ തല ചിറകിനടിയിലേക്ക് വച്ച നേരം ഒരു തുള്ളി വെള്ളം അവന്റെ മേൽ പതിച്ചു. Children, may I ask a question? Where did the swallow take shelter that night? The swallow took shelter under the feet of the happy prince. Okay, why did the swallow decide to stay between the feet of the statue? All his friends had gone to Egypt to save themselves from the winter. He looked for a shelter and saw the statue of the prince. So he decided to stay between the feet of the statue. What a curious thing, he cried. ഇതെന്ത് വിചിത്രമായ കാര്യമാണ്, അവൻ പറഞ്ഞു. There is not a single clouds in the sky. The stars are quite clear and bright, and yet it is raining. There is not a single cloud. ഒരു മേഘം പോലും ആകാശത്തില്ല. The stars are quite clear and bright. തെളിഞ്ഞ ആകാശവും തിളങ്ങുന്ന നക്ഷത്രങ്ങളും ആണ് ഉള്ളത്. And yet it is raining. എന്നിട്ടും മഴ പെയ്യുന്നു. Then another drop fell. അപ്പോൾ അടുത്ത തുള്ളിയും വീണു. I must look for another place, he said, and was about to fly away. ഞാൻ മറ്റൊരിടം അന്വേഷിക്കേണ്ടി വരുമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് അവൻ പറക്കാനൊരുങ്ങി. But before he had opened his wings, a third drop fell, and he looked up and saw. മുകളിലേക്ക് നോക്കി, അപ്പോൾ കണ്ടു. എന്തായിരിക്കാം കണ്ടത്? Children, how does the sky look like? There was no clouds in the sky. Then from where did the drops of water come? Yes, the drops of water were tears that came from the eye of happy prince. ആകാശത്ത് മേഘങ്ങൾ പോലുമില്ല, എന്നിട്ടും എവിടെ നിന്നാണ് വെള്ളത്തുള്ളികൾ വരുന്നത്? വെള്ളത്തുള്ളികൾ ശരിക്കും എന്തായിരുന്നു? പ്രിൻസിന്റെ കണ്ണുനീരായിരുന്നു. അത് എവിടെ നിന്നാണ് വരുന്നത്? യെസ്, പ്രിൻസിന്റെ കണ്ണിൽ നിന്ന്. Dear children, I think you have got clear idea about the passage. Am I right? Yes. Okay children, there are 3 questions on the right side of your textbook. You have to write it in your notebook with the help of your parents and send it to your teacher. Okay? Question number 3. Have you seen birds making nests? Where do they nest? Question number 4. Why did the swallow decide to stay between the feet of the statue? Question number 5. There were no clouds in the sky. Then from where did the drops of water come? Now I am going to give you a simple task. The swallow is an important character in the story. Describe the swallow in your own words. You may begin like, the swallow took shelter under the statue of the happy prince. ഈ കഥയിലെ പ്രധാന കഥാപാത്രമാണ് സ്വാലോ. സ്വാലോയെ കുറിച്ച് നിങ്ങൾ നിങ്ങളുടെ വാക്കിൽ വിവരിക്കുക. യു മേ ബിഗിൻ ലൈക്ക്, എങ്ങനെയാണ് തുടങ്ങേണ്ടത്? യെസ്, the swallow took shelter under the statue of the happy prince. Children, remember to write it in your notebook. Now it is the time to wind up our class. Let us meet again in our next class. Till then, bye-bye.